you already know how powerful Salesforce is, right? But what if you could give it a brain? A brain that could actually do the busy work for you, like drafting emails or summarizing customer chats. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. How to embed powerful generative AI right inside your CRM, turning it into a genuine copilot for your workday.
So here's the plan. We're going to start with the AI tools you can use right now. Then we'll peel back the curtain on the Einstein Trust Layer. That's the magic that keeps it all secure. From there, we'll get our hands dirty with the building blocks, see a real-world example in action, and finally, look at how you can customize your Copilot to automate your future.
All right, let's kick things off with the big picture. Just imagine an assistant that's already read every single email, every case file, every opportunity in your entire Salesforce organization. An assistant that's ready to go, right now, to tackle all those tedious tasks that just slow you down. That's the promise of having AI living directly inside your CRM.
I mean, think about it for a second. Your last really complex customer support case. How much time did you spend just rereading old chat logs or trying to craft the perfect summary email? Now, what if you could just click a button and poof, a perfect summary and a draft email just appear? This isn't some far-off future thing. It's what's happening today with tools like Einstein and Service Cloud.
And you can see right here how this just completely changes the game for a service agent. Instead of jumping between windows and typing like crazy, they're getting guided by AI suggestions. A real-time reply here, a pre-drafted email there, and then an automatic summary at the very end. This isn't just about saving a few minutes. It's about reducing burnout and letting your team focus on, actually solving the customer's problem. But this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, but let's be real. The second you start talking about using AI with your most valuable company asset, your data, a giant question mark pops up. Is this stuff secure? How do we stop our private customer info from getting out? Salesforce's answer to that is a super critical piece of the puzzle called the Einstein Trust Layer.
The first concept you got to understand here is grounding. And honestly, the best way to think about it is this. You wouldn't ask your coworker for help on the project without giving them the files they need, right? Grounding does the exact same thing for the AI. It securely grabs specific, relevant data from your CRM to give the AI the context it needs to give you a genuinely helpful answer. And, this is key, it does it all while totally respecting your existing user permissions. And this journey right here, it shows you exactly how that works, layer by layer. First, there's secure data retrieval, which just means the AI only sees what you're allowed to see. Simple. Next, it hits data masking, which blacks out sensitive info like social security numbers. Then it goes through prompt defense, which is like a shield against bad actors. And finally, after the AI has done its thing, the zero data retention policy guarantees your data is never, ever stored by those third-party models. It's a full end-to-end security blanket. This really shows what we're up against. On the left, you've got a prompt injection attack. Someone basically trying to trick the AI into doing something it shouldn't. But on the right, you see prompt defense. Think of it like a secret set of instructions that Salesforce adds to your prompt, reinforcing the AI's original mission and making it ignore those malicious whispers. Okay, so now that we know our data is safe and sound, we can get to the really fun part, the building blocks you'll use to create your own custom AI experiences. And the main tool you're going to be using is something called a prompt template. Think of these 4 templates as your own specialized toolkit. Field generation? That's your precision screwdriver, perfect for filling in one specific field. Record summary is like your magnifying glass, giving you a quick overview of a record on the fly. Sales email? Well, that's your personal ghostwriter for crafting messages. And the flex template? That's your Swiss Army knife. It's the most powerful one, letting you pull data from all over your Salesforce org to create something totally new.
All right, enough talk. To really see how this all fits together, we're going to dive deep into a practical masterclass. We'll build a field generation prompt from the ground up, and I promise all these concepts are going to click right into place. And what's so cool about this is how straightforward it is. You're not writing a bunch of complex code. You just pick your template, say what you want to do, in this case, fill in the account description, and then you just write. You write a prompt in plain English, using these little placeholders to pull in live data from the record. You test it, connect it to the page, and boom! You've just given every user on your team a new superpower, the ability to generate a perfect summary with a single click. And check this out. The results are incredible. This isn't just a list of facts pulled from a database. This is a well-written, coherent, human-sounding paragraph that perfectly summarizes the entire state of that account. It gets the context, pulls the most important details, and puts it all together in a way that's instantly useful. This is that wow moment where you really see the power of grounding AI in your own data.
But that wow moment is just the start. If you want to get under the hood, you can actually fine-tune exactly how the AI responds. The first dial you can turn is temperature, which is really just a creativity knob. For something factual, like a case summary, you'd keep it low for predictable, consistent results. But if you're brainstorming marketing ideas, crank it up and let the AI get a little wild.
Next up, you've got the frequency penalty. Just think of this as the stop repeating yourself dial. If you notice the AI is using the same word over and over again, you can turn this up to encourage it to use a wider vocabulary. It just makes the output feel that much more human.
And finally, there's the presence penalty. This one is really cool. It actually pushes the AI to introduce new ideas into the conversation. So if you're feeling stuck and need some fresh angles for, say, a marketing campaign, you can dial this up, and the AI will start brainstorming new concepts you might not have even thought of.
So far, we've been all about generating text. But the real magic happens when you teach the AI to not just write, but to actually do things. And this is where we move beyond templates and start customizing the Einstein Copilot with custom actions. So where does all this amazing stuff actually live? Well, that's the Einstein Copilot. It's that chat window, that conversational assistant where your team can just ask the AI to do things for them in plain English. It's the friendly face for all of the powerful automation we've been building. And here is where things get really, really powerful. Your Copilot isn't stuck with its out-of-the-box skills. You can teach it entirely new tricks by creating custom actions. You can hook it up to one of our prompt templates, connect it to a Salesforce flow to kick off a whole business process, or even link it directly to Apex code for super complex custom logic. Let me make that real for you with this example. Just picture this. A user types, "Escalate this case" into the chat. That's it, 3 simple words. But behind the scenes, that command triggers a powerful flow that could update the record status, send a notification to a manager, and post an urgent message to a Slack channel. All of that complex work totally automated behind one simple conversational command. So let's pull all this together and talk about what this really means for the future of how you get work done in Salesforce.
So, think about the journey we just took. It all starts with the Einstein Trust Layer. That's the secure foundation for everything. On top of that, you have prompt templates, which are your creative building blocks for generating content. And finally, you have the Einstein Copilot with custom actions, which is the engine that turns your simple requests into incredibly powerful automated work.
And that really brings us to the most important question of all. When your AI assistant is handling all the summaries, all the emails, and all the record updates, what will you focus on? What big, strategic, high-value work will you finally have the time and energy to tackle? That right there is the real promise of all this technology. Thanks so much for watching.